how do we know? How do we know if it's intentional or unintentional? So I'm curious about how you work with these people that that have to stay in or want to stay in a relationship with somebody like that. Is
Yes.
that something that you help them sort
Yeah, that's a great
through?
question. That's a great question. So as I was listening to it, I'll use a prototypical situation, in order to protect my practice, okay?
Hmm.
So a patient tells me just recently that a colleague at work makes really cutting comments, like about what he wears, how he dresses, how he presents himself. Now, is that intentional? Most likely, yes, right? Now, the question is, what do you do, right? I think that's your question. Like, if you're with somebody or you have somebody like this in your life, and we could put it aside just for a moment, whether it's intentional or not, but it still needs to be addressed because it hurts,
Hmm.
right? So then the question becomes, how do you address something like this? And I recently recorded a podcast with a series of steps, which I won't go into detail now. I'll just give you a very high level. But the first step is trying to sort out, is this malignant intent? Is it malicious? Or is it defensive? Are they just trying to protect their self-esteem in this moment? And I hear this quite a bit, like on other podcasts that I listen to, where sometimes people begin to say, why did they say something like that to me? And if I could be more curious about it and start there at least and see if they have any insight into the way they just spoke to me. And then we could go from there. So the first step is, was it malignant? Because that will automatically cool you down. Because most times, like this patient told me that he wants to attack immediately. He wants to strangle this woman, right? And then when I slow him down, I say, well, let's think about it. What was her motive? Why do you think she said that? This is really important because it's not just having compassion for these people, which it is a little bit, but it helps you as well because it begins to create a little space where you can engage your mind, begin to think about, yeah, what was going through in them? Like, was it completely uncalled for? Were they threatened by something? Hey, this is really hard. I know most people don't want to do this, but did I say something inadvertently? Was there something I did? And it could be something as subtle as I'm going out with my girlfriends Friday night, back to that example. They may have a wild reaction to that.